I noticed in that moment, it was just like, I'm in the wild country. Like there ain't any animals around the ski runs that I've been on.
Yeah.
And it was just like that clear moment of like, I'm lost.
No other humans.
No humans, no sounds, no tracks, nothing.
In today's art class, you'll be doing some clay modeling, your role models.
Hey, that's beautiful,
So
man.
you'll be making your role model, someone you look up to, out of clay, because clay modeling, role modeling.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Here we
Dude,
go.
We've got this great big blob of clay potential.
Time to do some clay modeling.
Clay modeling. So
we rip into it?
I'm actually going to need your help. You're going to have to rip into it.
Okay.
Because I've got my mittens on and I don't want to get them full of clay.
Yeah.
But let me
Easy.
help you craft. I'll tell you why in a second. But just to get you rolling, a role model that comes to my mind in this moment, and
Yep.
one that I think is sort of appropriate to the story that I want to share to you. I really look up to people like LeBron James, like people like that are at the peak of their craft, and the thing that really I look up to is a lot of that like mental, psychological, physical strength that people have, and like segue into why I can't now do this.
And while you do that, I'm going to clay model.
I want you to clay
LeBron.
ball. Do LeBron. Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on with me right now is I've got frostbite on my hands. I've got each one of my 10 fingers severed from a 12-hour lost journey in the backcountry in Japan 10 and a half weeks ago.
Damn.
Yeah, so see like my nails are coming off. I've got like these 3 that are last on are about to come off. So like my fingers have been totally rocked.
And I have heard you talk to like some of the other guys at the cave, but I actually honestly haven't had a chance to drop in with you. What actually happened? If you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, no, I do, and thanks for asking. Yeah, man, it like just started with me having a sick powder day, like heaps of snow in Japan. My last day skiing. All the people that I wanted to ski with were busy, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go enjoy my last day skiing in Japan. And I went up and I was pumping the runs from 8 in the morning. I was trying to get first tracks, and I had been shown the side country run that sort of went off piste a little bit and made its way back onto the main run, but you copped all this good fresh tree runs, and it was beautiful. And I was hitting that all day. I was just doing laps of this, boom, 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 having the best day. Comes to about midday, I'm getting pretty hungry, hadn't eaten that morning. All right, ready to go get some ramen and do my thing. And I'm gonna go condensed version of the story, slightly overshot my angle of where I was going off side country. And chased this powder, and it was just like, having still great powder, boom. I'm lost. Like from like, this is all great to like, bang, this moment of just being completely lost. In that second, I see a bear and I see 2 white rabbits jumping around, and this bear off in the distance, and I'm like looking at this thing, I was like, is that a bear? Is that a big dog? I'm like, what is that thing? Far enough away that it wasn't like dangerous, but I noticed in that moment, it was just like, I'm in the wild country. Like there ain't any animals around the ski runs that I've been on. And it was just like that clear moment of like, I'm lost.
No other humans.
No humans, no sounds, no tracks, nothing. And I tried to like just walk back to where I'd come from, and I'm in snow this deep, and I'm just taking my skis off, and I'm like kind of getting my feet up, and I'm just moving like this and like that, and I'm not moving. I'm almost going further back because I've got no firm ground to stand on. I grabbed both my skis. I figured out like if I can shove them in the snow in front of me, use them as like these like wedges. I'd pull myself through the snow, and I could take 2 steps each time. Back over my head, pull myself through the snow. Just don't stop until you make it to the top. So it was like piecing it together to like make it to that ridge. And then as always, you make it to that ridge and realize there's more ridges. And then it's like, okay, to the next ridge, to the next ridge. And like all these ridges 5 hours later.
5 hours.
I make it to the top and I'm gassed. I like haven't eaten, I've been skiing already 4 hours. I'm looking around at the top and I'm like, I don't see nothing, you know? I see nothing but wild country, 360 degrees. I'm just like, it was a spectacular view, you know? And I'm just looking around and being like, man, I know one of these mountains is like the backside of the mountain that I want to be on, but I don't know which one. And
Yeah.
I'm just like in this locked in mentality, kind of like this Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality of like, it's game time. Like I'm locked in now. Like I ain't letting anything distract me. And that's something that I've been watching my whole life. You know, I love this stuff, man. I love seeing these like sports people get into these like Game 7, high competition, and they're just locked in, you know, that you can see it in them. And I felt like that, I was channeling that. I was channeling that. And I was just like, boom, next tree, trying to make it out before 3 p.m. to the last lifts. That doesn't happen. Try to make it out before sunset. That ain't happening. Sun's setting, I'm still ages away from where I'm going. You know, like I think when it got dark and I realized how far I had to go still, and I realized how tired I was like, that was the closest moment I had to giving up.
Right.
Being like, I'm done, I can't do it. And I then thought about the steps in following that train of thought. Okay, I'm done. Just watched an epic sunset, the most epic sunset I've ever seen, kind of like the perfect sunset of my last one, like that story. And I'm like, it almost kind of adds up. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. So, okay, what do I do now? And I'm like, well, I guess, I just fall back in the snow and wait to die. Like, that's the next thing that I would do. And I thought about doing that. And I was like, man, just sitting in the snow, in the dark, looking at my imaginary watch. I got ADD, man. I'm like, let's go. If this is gonna happen, like, let's go. And how torturous that would be, just waiting to slowly die. And I was like, nah, like, no way. Feeling that is what gave me energy to be like, I ain't going out like that. I'm not going out like that. I just got to keep moving. I'm just now like from peak to peak, from tree to tree. It's now take step to step. It's just like, just take another step. Just take another step. And I eventually got myself back to that power station. And I had to ski, because what I realized out there, as I was waiting for people to save me, all this time waiting, maybe Ski Patrol gonna find me, maybe that helicopter's gonna be here. And I realized at night, I was like, ain't no one come to save me. No one knows I'm here. Like, if I know that it's not my time to die right now, and I really feel that, I'm like, I'm doing good stuff in the world, man. Like, no way this is meant to be my time. It's like, you're in that situation. I got myself in that situation. It's like, how am I gonna get myself out of that? Like, now show yourself what you're gonna do about that. And I got myself out of there, and I had to ski down the mountain. Like, the job ain't done. Like, I gotta put my skis on. I gotta ski down this mountain in the pitch dark. And I eventually get halfway down and I see Ski Patrol. They flash their light on me. They're like, what? Lost? Because I'm like weathered, man. And I just collapse when I get to them, because I've never felt so happy to see humans before. And just be like, all that day, I was like, if I see anyone, if I see any human, I'm saved. That was the feeling. And I was like, wow, people are so, like, I feel so grateful to be a human being. And in that moment, it was just like arriving and just collapsing and being like, I'm saved, man. I did it. Like, I got out of there. They ended up taking me in, realizing that I had frostbite, hospital 2 weeks later. I thought I was about to go get ramen, go to an onsen, have a beer and be like, woo, I got out of that. Because my hands, because I was gripping these skis, using them as these wedges all day, holding onto those skis, cut off the circulation to my hands. I had gloves on the whole day, but because I was holding them so tight, cutting off that circulation in the cold, sub-zero temperatures gave me the frostbite. So they saved my life, and they're also now, I'm lucky and blessed to have an opportunity to have another chance with my hands. Because there was 5 days I'm in hospital and they're like, we might have to cut your hands off. when I think about role models, just to finish up this little monologue and this little TED talk of myself, there's not so many people out here that I can't reach, that I really have as role models. I feel really grateful and I feel really proud of the people that I surround myself with, the people in this organization, the people that I get to spend time with, friends of mine in my community. Man, these are my role models. And so, yeah, man, like that I also want to speak to. It's just like these people are like part of my life, and those are the people that I'm inspired by.
Wow.
How's LeBron looking?
Didn't get far. But that doesn't matter. Because man, I feel so privileged to hear that story, to hear your story. And I'm somewhat speechless. It's absolutely incredible what you've been through. And yeah, I just honor and bow down to your strength of spirit. That strength that allowed you to pull your way out of that situation that most people would probably die in. And I just honor that so much, man. That's the kind of story, the kind of experience that inspires other people to keep pushing and to not give up and to believe in themselves. And that's your role now. That is an amazing, touching, powerful story. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for hearing me as well, man.
Art class is over, and all I want to say is I love you both very much, and I want to get in this hug.